Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about two important ways of thinking architecture. These ideas came from two different texts, A Pattern Language by Christopher Alexander and Field Conditions by Stan Allen. Even though these two texts are very different, both are trying to answer the same question. How can we design better buildings and better cities for people? What is a good architectural form, according to Christopher Alexander? He says that good architecture is something that supports life. It should make people feel comfortable, happy, and connected. A good building or space should feel alive. It should help people live better lives. For example, a good house makes people feel safe. Good public square makes people want to talk, meet, and relax. Alexander believes we can design better places by using patterns. What's a pattern? A pattern is a small solution to a problem that happens again and again in architecture. For example, the pattern light on two sides of every room is about giving natural light to room from more than one direction. This makes the room feel more alive and pleasant. He gives us hundreds of these patterns from big ideas like city layout, things like window place. That's why his book is called The Pattern Language. This language is open to everyone, not only to architects. Alexander wants people to take part in design of their homes, streets, and cities. In this way, architecture becomes more human. 2. What does Stan Allen mean by field conditions? Now let's look at Stan Allen. His idea is more modern and abstract. He talks about something called field conditions. There is no single center, no final shape. Instead, the design grows and changes like a natural system. For example, think about a flock of birds. Each bird follows simple rules. Stay close to your neighbors, don't crash, but together they create beautiful, complex shapes. The same can happen in architecture. Allen says we can design spaces by using rules or systems that let forms grow naturally. This idea is very different from traditional architecture, whereas the designer usually starts with a clear image or drawing of the final.
How do Alexander and Allen see the role of the designer? Now we come to a big difference between Alexander and Allen, the role of a designer. For Alexander, the designer is a helper. He or she listens to people, understands their needs, and finds the right patterns to use. The designer uses knowledge from the past, direct and true patterns, to create places that feel good. The designer is like a doctor, helping a place become healthy. But Allen sees the designer in a new way. He is more like a strategist or someone who sets the conditions for a design to grow. The designer creates systems, not final forms. He or she controls the process, but not the exact result. This is similar to how a landscape architect might plant seeds and let the garden grow. How do they deal with complexity and change? Alexander tries to organize complexity by using simple patterns. His system is stable and easy to follow. If everyone uses the same language, then different people can work together. But this system is not very flexible for fast change. It's best for places that grow slowly and have strong traditions. Allen, on the other hand, says that cities are full of change. People move, technology changes, the environment changes. So design should be open to these changes. Field conditions let space adapt to new needs. This way of thinking is good for today's world, where everything is moving fast. How do their ideas help with user participation and social needs? Alexander's system is made for people. He wants to use normal people to be part of the design. He believes that when people are part of making their homes or neighborhoods, the result will be more meaningful. His patterns include social needs like how to make public space that support conversation or how to connect homes with nature. Allen's system is more abstract. It doesn't speak directly about people, but it's still very responsive to context. For example, field conditions can change shape depending on the site, the materials, or the program. In this way, Allen methods can still respond to social and environmental needs, but it does not give people as much control or voice in the design process.
What are the limits of each model? No model is perfect. Alexander's method is very clear and human, but some people say it is too focused on the past. It may not work well in places that are growing very fast or where new technologies are important. Also, his patterns can feel too fixed in some cases. You may want more freedom. Alliance system is the opposite. It gives a lot of freedom, but there can also be a problem. Without clear shape and some spaces may feel lost or confusing. And because his ideas are harder to understand, it may be difficult for people to participate or connect emotionally with his space. Now, which idea is better for today? Which approach is better? Alexander's pattern language or Alan's field conditions? In my opinion, both are important. Alexander's patterns are helpful for more smaller projects where people are closely involved, like houses, community centers, or public squares. They help make spaces feel warm, personal, and human. But Alan's ideas are better for large-scale projects like infrastructures, public parks, or new urban areas. In these cases, we need flexible systems that can grow and change. His field conditions are very useful for complex and open-ended problems. Maybe the best solution is combining both. We can use pattern to make sure people feel good in the space, and we can use fields to let the space grow with time. To think about architecture. Alexander helped us design from the heart, with people for people. Alan helps us design for future, which change complexity and movement in mind. Architecture is not only about buildings, it is about life and how we live together. By learning from both patterns and fields, we can make better, smarter, and more caring cities. Thank you for listening.